Hey, what's up everyone, Same Time Gaming here. Welcome back for another Division 2 build video. Well guys, today I'm actually going to be showing you one of my very old build. Not going to say very old, it is kind of old, like couple of title updates old. I think I made last time I made this build was TU10, and back then we didn't had much of like optimization station or even like recalibration stats wasn't that good. We didn't even have like mod slots, like generic mod slot, I'm thinking. So there was a lot of thing bad back then, but now a lot of thing has improved. The new gears and weapons and talents and everything has came up, and I would say it's a lot better than what it was before. So this build has so much like improved now, and I can just tell you this is just absolutely amazing. This is my ultimate like crowd control build, which I usually use when I play in a group like legendary missions, or the best place I use this build honestly to level my character up. If I'm playing with a clan, like with my clan members, I use this build just to farm the resource convoys, because I don't know if you know this, but if you farm resource convoys you will get like crazy amount of XP, and you can just do that like in an hour. You can level up 30-40 levels, depends on the speed of the group honestly. So we do that sometimes, and whenever you do that, if they're free, if there's a spot, I would definitely join in and run this build, or at least some of the guy would run this build. And also in the legendary missions as well, I definitely use this, and I'm actually showing legendary gameplay right now because I mean, it's super good. It just makes you feel so strong. I mean, not you, but your entire group, to be honest. You're buffing their damage, you're just making NPC feel hopeless at this point, and it's your job to control the crowd. You're just gonna crowd control everything, and nobody is gonna be running around. That's your job. If somebody runs around, it's on you, man. An NPC shouldn't run away if you're running this build. That's totally your job. So I actually would have done this build video way earlier, but then I got stuck with these new players in the DUA, not because they were dying. They had good DPS. We were clearing it quick enough, but he wanted a bighorn. I told him to go in Summit, and you can get bighorn there, like set the targeted loot as assault rifle, and play like level 91 plus. But he just like, your build is good, let's just do this. So we just did, like, in the third time he finally got the bighorn, which is good because I gotta go and make a video. I mean, come on, man. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the build here. There's a couple of ways you can run this, a bunch of changes I've made actually in this build. So first one, which I'm gonna show you, is the one I used to run a lot of times. So this is the build here, which I usually run most of the times, but then there's another way you can run it as well. I'll talk about that. So you can see this in the Eclipse Protocol CC build. Most people know that. A lot of people run this, and I really thank you for running this, honestly, in a group, especially people who run this build when I'm using like a marksman rifle. Is just an absolute delight, to be honest. And you're gonna have a lot of thank you from the random players. They're just gonna say, man, thank you for running this build. And if you're playing in a group or your friends, clan members and stuff, they're always gonna appreciate that you're running this build, because this is just an absolute beast of a build. So we got the survivalist specialization. Now, one of the reasons why I run survivalist specialization, because the survivalist specialization has the fire grenade, which is also a status effect, and this is Eclipse Protocol. So if your teammate gets a kill, if you're throwing the grenades, they're going to burn, and it's going to spread the burn. So it's one of the good thing to have. And also the crossbow itself can destroy the heavy NPC's armor. So if you just fire the crossbow, it just one taps their armor. Doesn't matter if you're DPS or whatever, you hit this on the Chungus, on the legendary missions, it just destroys their shield, their armor, so your DPS player can kill them, or skill build players, doesn't matter. And also the survivalist specialization will give my teammates 10% damage to target out of cover. Yes, so whenever I'm putting NPCs on status effect, if they shoot that guy, they're going to get an additional 10% multiplicative damage, which is really good. Now for the weapon, I usually use the Everlasting Gaze, because this is a named weapon, and it gives me perfect perpetuation talent, not because of the 50% of status effect damage, because I'm not doing any damage, but for also the duration, because it gives me damage and duration. It has a 16-second cooldown. All I had to do is land one headshot and then apply my status effect, and they're gonna have 50% of extra duration, which is absolutely amazing. And for the secondary, I used to use the Sweet Dreams. I actually swap between Sweet Dreams and the Scorpio. Depends on the situation, because I feel sometimes Sweet Dreams do save me a lot, because I see like a purple healer or something. I just use the Sweet Dreams and smack them on the face and they die. So if that guy was annoying me or something. So yeah, that's actually good. But Scorpio, again, it's a status effect weapon and it's a status effect build, so that's why Scorpio is super good. So you get that shock as well, disorient. So if your teammates kills once your NPCs on disorient or shock, it's going to spread. So always a handy weapon to have. And now 4-piece Eclipse Protocol, you can see I have the mask, the holster, the knee pads, and gloves. Every single piece has status effect on it and skill haste like mod. That's what you want, because the more skill haste and status effect you have is better. More status effect will increase the duration of your status effect, and also the skill haste will reduce the cooldown of it, so definitely you want that. And you can see 2-piece gives me that 15% of status effect, 3-piece gives me 30% hazard protection and 15% of skill haste, which is nice. In this build I actually have 40% hazard protection, because 10% from my keener watch, you know. And 4-piece is where all the magic happens, the indirect transmission. Your status effect will be spread on kill within 10 meters and refresh the duration of 50%, which is awesome. And like I said, all of my pieces has status effect on it. I'm actually going super fast, isn't it? Yeah, I think I should slow down. I don't know, but I think I should do this fast, because I gotta do some work, man. I got a lot of work on my home. So yeah, now 2-piece of the high ends I'm running is the Wyvernware, but I wouldn't recommend running Wyvernware because Wyvernware 1-piece gives you 10% skill damage, which we don't need because we're crowd controlling. We don't have damage, you know, we don't need the damage. Basically, we want skill haste and status effect. That's all we want. So 2-piece Wyvernware is not ideal. I'll tell you what you can do in the second one, but first let me show you that I have trauma talent on this. I have status effect, skill haste, and skill haste mod, like I said. Now trauma talent is beautiful, like bread and butter of this build, to be honest, because we got that blind. I don't care about that bleed, because the NPC, when I bleed them, it doesn't matter if they're bleeding or not, they will shoot you. You know, the bleed status effect does no type of like staggering on the NPC. They completely ignore bleed and they keep shooting at you. It's just weird. But the blind, of course, they're going to get blinded, and that's really cool, because one headshot will blind them. You have a 30-second cooldown, but it's fine, because whenever I blind, the first, like when I'm out of combat and the first shot, when I shoot it on the head and blind somebody, on my backpack I have Creeping Death. This talent kicks in and everybody within that 8-meter radius gets blind, which is really awesome. So I always start up like that, shoot them on the head, blind one guy, creeping death kicks in, blinds everybody. So, which is really good, and that's how I use it. And 2-piece of Wyvernware I'm using because of that status effect only. Now, what you can do to make this build even better is you can farm for 1 piece of golden gear, let's say a chest piece. So that way you will have the golden gear chest piece, because 1-piece golden gear gives you status effect 10%. But then the problem with that is you have to farm like perfect stats, because the chest piece or the backpack, you need the talent, you need 2 attributes, because golden gear always drops with armor as a core attribute. So you have to change that to skill tier. So it will require a lot of farming to do. I still haven't got it for myself. And the second piece what you want is a golden gear, I mean not golden gear, but a Hana-U backpack. Maybe I actually have the Hana-U backpack. I can show you. This is the one. I have a Hana-U, as you can see, because 1-piece Hana-U gives me 10% skill haste. So I have Creeping Dead talent roll, we have status effect, skill haste. This is what you want on your golden gear as well, either on the backpack or on the chest piece. If you're going for the chest piece of Hana-U, you want to have a status effect and skill haste, so you can change the talent to trauma. So that's how you can do it. Now there's another way I use this build, is I change the chest piece from the Wyvernware to the Eclipse Protocol chest piece, and then I'm going to change the mask to the golden gear mask here, and the backpack to the Hana-U backpack over here. So as you can see, that's basically what it is. Now I don't have trauma on this one, but it's fine, because using the Eclipse Protocol chest piece, it increases the indirect transmission range from 10 meters to 15 meters. And that 5 meter is actually really useful. And also that duration, the refresh the duration from 50% to 75%. So what this duration thing is is if your duration of foam is 10 seconds and you're running a chest piece and you kill that guy, the next guy who's getting foamed will stay foamed for 7.5 seconds instead of only 5 seconds. That's basically what this thing does. I guess I'm right on that, because I've tested it. So yeah, I would run this way, and this is actually going to be super good. And when I run this way, I wouldn't run the shock trap. I would run the firefly because I need something to blind, you know. So I would run a Firefly and Riot Foam. That's how I'm going to do. I do actually change the skills depending on the situation, you know, the demand of the situation. Like, for example, if I see a bunch of drones or, you know, warhounds, I will go with a Jammer Pulse. So I would use the Jammer Pulse there. And also, sometimes like I said, I will use the Firefly. So that's basically how this build performs. Is actually super good way of using it, but I actually use most of the time the Creeping Death, the Wyvern Wear Creeping Death version of it. I'm actually looking for a Golden Gear chest piece that would have Creeping Death and status effect and skill haste on it, so I can change this core attribute to skill Tia, and I can run this Hanayu backpack like this. But well, I just have to farm for a lot, I guess. That's the problem there. So yeah, now I can actually show you in the shooting range what funny thing this can do. So if I shoot one of the targets on the head, and you'll see that the Creeping Death will kick in and everybody's going to get blind. Watch this. See? That's the fun part of this build. That's how I do it at the first time, and everybody gets blind. And once you kill one guy, of course, the next target's going to get blind as well, like once the blind duration is done. But this is actually pretty fun, the way this thing works, man. It's actually really, really amazing. If there's a Marksman Rifle guy in your team, he's gonna thank you for that. If there's a mortar turret guy, you know, the artillery turret who shakes everybody's screen, he's gonna love you. You're just gonna have all you're gonna hear when you run this build is thanks, man. Thanks for running this build. That's all. So try it out if you haven't already. If you're new to the game and if you're looking for a DPS build, you're just using Hunter Fury all the time, give this build a go, because there's no best way to run a build where you can help your teammates. You know, you're just gonna help your teammates. They're gonna thank you for that. It's gonna put a smile on their face, and that will make you feel very good. That's all I can say. So just try it out. Let me know how you feel about it. And that's basically it for the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.